Hello and welcome to my, this is Dwayne Estel. Welcome to my home studio. Today we're going to be examining the differences between three guitars. This video is primarily for my new friends at SquireTalk.com who spend a lot of time thinking and talking about the Fender Squier guitars. Today we're looking particularly at the Stratocasters. We'll be looking at two Squier Stratocasters and one American Stratocaster to look particularly at the differences in sound quality. There are a lot of videos on YouTube that show Stratocasters and even Squier Stratocasters. The main thing that I see about those videos is that the camera microphone is always a factor, and it really doesn't translate the sound well. Today everything is running through the Mackie behind me. I'm recording the vocals, even my vocals are going through a studio microphone here. And these guitars are wired, are hooked directly into the board, but they're running through a Zoom 9150, but I bypassed the Zoom and running it, so I could run it stereo, but it's running stereo clean, and there's a stereo signal running into the camera via XLRs. So I spent a couple of hours fiddling with this to try to get the best sound quality, just to look at the sound quality. And this is not about shredding or a musical style or which band is best. This is just about examining the tonal qualities of the guitars. And most of the playing is going to be clean except for a little sound clip where I'm going to actually play the guitar along with a little loop. Very briefly, not to show off chops or anything, but just to show the differences in the guitars, which I think you'll find there are some very unique differences in these three guitars. But first up is this is a Japanese Squire, Japanese made 1984 model with the water slide headstock. Apparently this is a vintage redo. Everything's stock, the pick guard, the pickups, everything. And also it's got the 3-bolt neck thing there, and the serial number is an SQ serial number, which puts it right around 1984. Some say these were very good Stratocasters, Squires, and that they compared favorably with their American counterparts. And I would have a tendency to agree with that. Of the three, this is my favorite in terms of playability and the way that it just kind of reflects the Strat sound. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to put the guitar, start in the bridge position. I'm just going to play some chords and play a little bit and just move up through the 5-way selector switch just to give you an idea of the sounds. I'm just going to play some different chords. I'm not going to play anything fast. And we'll just give you a little ideas here. So let's go ahead and get some sound going here. Move up to the next. Pickups are on all three guitars are right in the low, sitting down very low, and the volume and the tone knobs on all three guitars are set on 10. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the effects. You'll hear a slight hum, and I'm going to turn on a loop. And I'm going to play along with a little loop just to hear the guitar in context. Japanese Squire 1984 Japanese-made Squire Telecaster. Okay, next up we have this is a Korean-made Squier Stratocaster. This is, the serial number on this one is E. So that apparently puts it as one that's made in the Samik factory in Korea. It's either going to be an 89, 90, or 91. And of these three guitars, the finish on this one is actually the best. And actually, the controls and everything on this guitar, I don't know if it hasn't been played very much, but the controls and everything are very tight. It does have the Spurzl locking tuners on it, which that's different than stock, and it has another pick guard, but everything else, the pickups and everything, are original to the guitar. So like before, I'm just going to start in the back position and just play some chords just so you can hear the guitar. So let's just start. I'm just going to play a few chords. Move to this one now. In the background. Korean Squier Stratocaster. Last on the list is this is an American Special HSS Stratocaster. Of these three guitars, you would normally think that this one would automatically be, besides being the most expensive, this one would be far and away the best in terms of sound quality. But you'll have to make your mind up on that one yourself. This one is stock. It has the Pearly Gate Seymour Duncan. It's a 2001 model. As I said, HSS. Pearly Gate Seymour Duncan. Everything is stock. I guess the only thing that's different about this one, besides being a special and an HSS, is that this is 1 of 100 in this particular color. The finish on it is just a little bit less glossy than on the Korean that we just looked at. And let's go ahead and look at the sound quality on this one, and so you can make up your own mind about it. So we'll start as before in the back position. What you're going to find with this is going to be a little bit heavier because it's got the humbucker there. let's get our loop going here and get the pardon the hum again. Let's Okay, so there you have the differences. Finally, we listened to the American. You can make up your own mind as far as the sound differences, and really the sound difference is really all that matters. Price, the looks of the guitar really doesn't matter as much as tone does. And I have really been investigating this just by reading a lot, and I guess the only way is to either own the guitars and to make a comparison yourself or try to listen. What I've tried to do is to provide as neutral and objective a chance to listen to these guitars as possible, and to hopefully settle some of the debate as far as the differences between the Korean and the Japanese Stratocasters as compared to the American Stratocaster. Now, I cannot speak for the Chinese or the Indonesian or the Indian or even the American Squires. I really think the reason I use these is because the Korean and the Japanese, especially the older ones, in this case a 1984 Squire, and in that case a 1989 or 90 Squire, that they were really considered to be some of the best examples of those particular guitars. I don't think that the modern Squires of any country or whatever, I don't think they stand up at all to these particular Squires. And in my personal opinion, it's simply this: the playability, the electronics and everything. I think the American has got a little bit more edge to it, and the American has more sustain to it. As far as overall playing comfort, I'll have to give the nod to the Japanese Squire. It just seems more comfortable to play. It seems a little bit more natural. Maybe it's because of the age on it. But as far as the overall build quality and fit and finish, the Korean is right up there with the American. And as far as the gloss on the headstock and the neck, and the overall build quality, the Korean really seems to be totally equal to the American. So other than that, you'll have to make up your own mind. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this video, and kudos to the guys at Squire Talk.